What's going on, guys? Your everyday math tutor here, and in this problem we are tasked, according to the graph, what is the constant of proportionality. We have to find what is the constant of proportionality. So first and foremost, we have to figure out whether this graph is proportional, and the answer is yes, it is proportional. But why? The reason that this is a proportional relationship is because this graph, or this line, starts at the origin and is a straight line. I know that wasn't straight, but it's a straight line and it starts at the origin. So that's probably something you might want to write down, is this is a proportional relationship because one, it starts at the origin, the line, which is say the line starts at the origin, and two, it's a straight line. So those two conditions are met, therefore it is a proportional relationship when it starts at the origin and it's a straight line. All right. So now we're testing finding the constant of proportionality. Well, the constant of proportionality is k is equal to y over x. Now that we have it, or y over x. I wrote k, but y over x. And that was after we established that it was a proportional relationship. So all we need to do is we could find the slope, and one way to do that is to write down our points. So we could essentially say, using the slope formula, which is, or actually even better yet, let's just count up to the vertical change and the horizontal change. So the vertical change is how it changes. So we can say how y changes in relation to the y-axis. So whether we go up or down, so the change in y over the change in x, and how much we will be counting from right or left on the x-axis. So let's go ahead and count. So what we have here is we got to get from one point to the other. So it already gave us those points. We can also see if it doesn't give us the point, we can also see that the point here, right, the line intersects the four squares that are right here exactly in the middle. And also over here, we have four squares here, and that line intersects exactly in the middle of those four squares. So there's our 2 points. So now let's find the vertical change, which is the change in y. So all we have to do is count up to that point. So we go 1, 2, and then 3. So there are 3 spaces there. So the change in y is 3. Now we have to count to the point itself horizontally. So we stopped here, and all we need to do is count to the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the vertical change is 5, and that's how you find the constant of proportionality. Also, what I was going to mention is that you could use the slope formula, but I don't think you learned that in 7th grade just yet. But let's do it anyways. So we have the 2 points, 5, 3, and 0, 0. And all we need to do is classify each one of these values as x1. This will be y1. This will be x2. And the other 0 will be y2. And now we have to just substitute it into the slope formula. So we have our y2 first. So we're going to subtract the y1 from the y2. Our y2 comes first. So that's 0 minus 3. Right? That's y2 minus y1. And now we have to find x2 minus x1. So x2 is 0 and x1 is 5. So we're subtracting 5 from the 0. That is negative 3 over negative 5. And when we divide two negatives, they become positive, so 3 fits like this. And we get the same answer. But because this is an 8th grade way of finding the slope, I probably would go with the 7th grade. Of course, this is 7th grade, but anyway, that's just another way of finding the slope or the constant of proportionality.